Thank you very much. Great cast in the day, gentlemen. I am here with Xpecial, who, first and foremost, by the way, record setter, 2010 career regular season assists. You just go for the thinking, what's going through your mind, if anything at all?
Wow, I'm old.
I am too. I'm older than you, I'm pretty sure.
About the same. I mean, we used to play, kind of in the same era, but 2000 assists, I mean, great, but I kind of want to win more than anything. Assists, it's all right.
Well, I've got a surprise for you. You've won 4 games straight. How's that feel?
Technically, I only won 2.
Okay. Your team has.
Oh, yeah. So, it feels good. I mean, obviously, we changed some things on the back end, and things are looking better for us, and we're still trying to improve. We have a long ways to go to be at the top.
But do you think this is finally turning the corner, that Dignitas, who's expected to be a playoff tier team, was sitting 9th for a while? You think this is finally you guys ready to go and make that top 6 at the very least?
I hope so, man. I mean, I can't say for certain, but I feel like our season just started yesterday, and we're kind of climbing from the depths of the bottom of the LCS, but we're climbing slowly, and we just have to keep winning and keep trying our best and keep improving.
It seems like you absolutely can. I want to then talk about the changes, as you alluded to. Cop, of course, first and foremost, when everyone can see. Coaching for you as of about 24 hours ago. So if there's anything you can tell me about that, I understand if that's a touchy subject, but at least tell me about what being coached by Cop has been like so far.
I mean, I played with Cop before. He was our coach for a little bit last split as well. And Cop's a cool guy. He apparently has some Cop magic that, it's making us win. I don't know. It's Cop.
I heard that the end of Champ Select, he says, body these fools, and just like with High, it's magic and everyone plays amazingly.
Yeah, different words though, but the same idea.
All right, well, his push has worked out for you. Xpecial, congratulations on the win. How are you going to do with the rest of your matches this week then?
Well, we have Team Liquid tomorrow, and hopefully we do well against them. I mean, our team, like I said, I feel like the season just started yesterday for us. Just everything has just changed so drastically, and for us, we're trying to be really positive. We weren't going into this week thinking, let's go 4-0. We're thinking, let's try our best, keep improving, and we're struggling before, and now let's just try our best to keep moving forward. And like I said, keep improving. That's really our goal this whole season. And like I said, our season just started yesterday, and thank you guys for keeping with us and not, losing faith in us completely.
Absolutely. Xpecial, thank you for the interview. Congratulations, and good luck on the 4-0 week. Over to the analysts.
Thank you very much, Freak. The unexpected 2-0 victory here from Dignitas over FlyQuest. And we're going to work through this because there's a whole lot to talk about. Jarvan comp take 2.
Yep.
But work me through the key differences between Game 1 and Game 2 in terms of the composition that FlyQuest built.
So the main differences here for me is the Vladimir's out, the Rumble is in for balls, turns on a little bit earlier, you get the spell penetration, you don't have to wait for super late game, which is where everybody else spikes is the mid game here. So they have a team that actually spikes around the same time. They brought wave clear with the Sivir, and they don't need the Karma because the Sivir ultimate will do that for them now. So they have a lot of pick potential with the Malzahar. They have more wave clear. They still have the engage, but they have a mid-game power spike now.
Great. So we've refined the composition here from FlyQuest a little bit. Now I want to move into the game itself. Right off the bat, we had some really interesting jungle pathing coming out of Chaser in particular to secure the first blood in the top lane.
Yeah, so this is actually a jungle start that I think we're going to be seeing more. He got the Maokai sapling start. He starts W on Kha'Zix, and then what Someday actually does here is Someday doesn't show in lane for a little bit as we continue to roll this out. Chaser will pick this up. He'll hit level 2 with a little bit of change as well. So he'll be able to hit level 3, but it's a little bit earlier than you think. But also watch the minimap, because Someday sits at his turret. He could walk out. He's like, no, I'm not going to get vision. He shows up with a little bit of mana list missing. So what FlyQuest says is topside leash, Chaser is going buff to bottom side. Chaser does this, picks up both of those, hits level 3 off of both of the main Krugs and the little ones, saves his W for that as well for efficiency.
Yep.
Then comes here, Lucy level up right there in the top. Maokai just hit level 2. This is a 2-minute and 32-second game. That is ridiculously early. And they orchestrated that from the get-go.
I absolutely love that, knowing that it's going to be a pushing lane because of the Rumble, right? So that's just that's a byproduct of the pick itself. And now, meanwhile, on the bottom side, while all that was happening, Moon, who actually chose the exact same jungle path, has no lane to gank because Alltech and Lemonation have pushed to the turret.
Exactly.
So just pure advantage here for Chaser, really smart.
It's a bigger synergy where they were saying, this is how the matchup goes, communicates with the laners, and says, this is what I'm going to do. Because Moon's route puts him on the bottom side. You said it's shoved just like it was. He also finishes the Krugs completely, so he's not going for that crazy play.
Right.
But also, that puts him on a weird side of the map for the rest of his route, because then he has to walk all the way to Wolves, all the way to Blue.
Right.
So if he doesn't get anything on that bottom side.
Inefficient if you're not going for the gank.
Exactly.
Efficient if you are. So great play, very smart, intelligent play out of Chaser. Now, although they secured first blood, we saw FlyQuest get out to the lead through the mid game up until Baron steal. So Chaser making his return here in the game to even them back up.
And that was a necessary Baron steal. That was something that was really big. And so we'll talk about this fight here, because it's the one where it looks like it's actually going to go FlyQuest's way. A great equalizer ends up coming down across the fight, but it actually gets moved out of the way, and then just everybody gets blown up here. And I think this once again comes back to the fact that Dignitas, they were behind before the Baron steal. Baron got stolen. A low wave clear composition that they have on Dignitas' side, well, pretty much would have been game for FlyQuest.
Absolutely.
They would have shoved you into turrets. That's even gold. Now you have actual equal footing. You play out the team fight. Equalizer, I thought it was the previous one. It's not. That one was not very good in that fight, and they didn't layer their abilities correctly for FlyQuest. So Dignitas walk away with that fight and the win.
Clutch smite into clutch fight into the victory for them, of course. When it comes to player of the game, Keen's going to be picking this one up yet again. Zed into the Jarvan. Picked it blind both times, right? So that's the big thing, as we know that High has a huge champion pool, and he could have swapped it up on him. He's playing that Zed, no fear, into whatever FlyQuest has to bring.
Yeah, and that's the thing is Keen, he made his own plays, whereas everybody else on Dignitas, they were operating as a unit. So they were able to have that where Keen dives the backline, and then the rest of them are really synergizing, really gelling, especially at a few moments where he was caught out. But I do think that Someday was a big kind of leader here, leading the charge, because he was the person who got the interruption on the suppression. So Chaser come over the wall. He's 70 CS up over the Rumble, who's the magic damage in the composition. So you can start building armor a little bit more than actually prioritizing magic resistance in your matchup. So I think overall, there's a lot of work here from Chaser, Someday, and then also Keen.
I mean, he also had to, level W at level 2 there on Maokai, so props for that, right?
All planned, all planned.
All right, but we do have to recognize the fact that xSpecial did pick up his 2,000th career assist, up to about 210 now overall. What a milestone, though, and as he mentioned, it makes him feel old, but it just speaks to the longevity of his career.
Yeah, been relevant for a very long time, but also, is this him coming back into the spotlight, right? Because there was also a sub that they used last week, Stunt. They were saying, hey, xSpecial, if you don't get it together, then you might not even hit 2,000 kills.
Right.
Or 2,000 assists, sorry.
I mean, no stranger to being in a position where, or to having rises and peaks and valleys in his career. Confident, though, that he might be able to dig himself out of this one, and the performance today was pretty great. The Thresh game was stellar.
Yeah, he actually was kind of my front runner for player of the game on that one, because his exhausts were really good. He got the locket. He actually used it appropriately, and then he had a really good disengage a few times in that game.
All right, last thing I want to hit real quickly is the fact that Dignitas did 2-0 FlyQuest, and we haven't really talked about the fact that they just took down the second-place team, right? So what's our opinion here of Dignitas on their kind of return to dominance in just this Friday night?
It's a strange thing, because it's so hard to pull a lot from this series, because the picks are just so strange. That doesn't look like FlyQuest playing an actual just real composition, right? I'll say it right there, because that was all over the place. Jarvan mid twice, nothing to really wave clear effectively, no control mage, nothing like that. They moved balls off of tanks, which was working for them. Granted, his Rumble is historically quite good, but it's still not something that they were able to leverage in these games.
The series might have an asterisk next to it that says, what would have happened if FlyQuest just played a normal composition, right?
Yeah,
to a degree.
Yeah, but I will say Dignitas in that scenario seemed like they had more teamwork.
Yep.
Seemed like nobody was getting tilted. And I think those are two pluses you can definitely take away as they climb a little bit higher in the standings, because it's necessary. They are right near the bottom, and
that's a big win over a top-tier team there. We'll see if they can go ahead and push that momentum forward. If that series was not enough for you, don't worry, because we got more league action coming your way when we return. Envy take to the stage versus Phoenix 1. Don't touch that browser.
What if I want to?
We're running up, Okay.
Do saw. Dead flash. I'm coming,
No flash.
Yeah, Balls, you got ulti on this guy?
Yeah.
You got no flash, right?
Wait, where?
Up here, the Zen in the bush.
Good equalizer there by Balls, trying to cut off Lord of Sunday, flashes down, but Balls straight into the mix, burns them all down. Lord gets the kill, but they're going to answer a few back. So low! Barely lives it now. Chaser gets the resets out tag. Doesn't get hit by the other side as xSpecial cracks 2,000.
Lost though.
Nice. Nice back. Okay, nice.
再骚好像。
We can fight. Okay. Watch Jarvan, watch Jarvan.
Nice.
Jarvan's here. Jarvan is literally right here.
Damage is good, but special flashes in. Huge turnaround from Dignitas. Just gonna turn it on its head. Bullets there from One Snipe everyone, and Sunday, who's only his GA. As that's another kill on the back end for Altec. Sunday takes him down with the help from Zed. Dignitas playing it so well. Get another ace.